In the second part of our I-81 Crossroads series, I took a look at the community grid option that would reroute I-81 traffic onto I-481, taking it out of the city center. Community leaders and homeowners in Syracuse say the grid won't right the wrongs of 50 years ago, but the option could protect their living conditions. Today, some residents are quite passionate about the issue.
I need 2 minutes of your time to save my city and my neighborhood and my kids' lungs.
Their proposal: demolish the current viaduct and replace it with a boulevard that can handle large amounts of traffic and be fully integrated with the street grid.
It's the most efficient pattern you can have to move people around a city.
Syracuse Common Councilor Joe Driscoll says the boulevard could be lined with new developments like apartments and businesses. Some of that housing could be available for low-income residents.
I think if we can get university students willing to walk down from the hill to downtown and kind of occupy those spaces and those corridors, we could potentially create communities that were not so segregated, not so divided.
We're not telling people that they should be for the community grid. We're educating them about the variety of options, but when you do that, people tend to come around to saying that they think the community grid with protections is the best option and outcome.
The grid has seen less support from residents who live outside of the city.
The community grid, we think, feels like it's going to create gridlock in our communities and also in the city of Syracuse.
If you go to a community grid, you're going to move the traffic that's now up above the pedestrians down to pedestrian level.
Right now, the Department of Transportation says 12% of drivers use I-81 to pass through the city. Supporters say that with the community grid, that through traffic will use the newly designated I-81 around the city.
Drivers will go to the path of least resistance.
Supporters think that traffic will be spread out enough to not cause a lot of congestion on city streets.
Now, we can't say that the community grid won't have some traffic logjams, but you will have choices not to stand in that one line to get.
And you know, the projections from DOT that the changes to travel times would be 3 to 5 minutes makes you feel that if we could improve the walkability, the social fabric, and only have a 3-minute addition to our travel times, then that seems worth it.
But the debate continues on as city residents are still split on the issue.
There's some people who live in the south sides of the city that want to keep 81 right where it is so they can go to the farmer's market and a baseball game in the 10 to 12 minutes that they normally do.
The lives of people who live right there are in the balance because of what people perceive as convenience. And I don't think that's how we should be dealing with this type of issue.